Good morning, students. Today I am going to teach you lesson of history class 10th, nationalism in India, and the module is 3.3, and the topic is the limits of civil disobedience movement. Not all the social groups were moved by the abstract idea of the Swaraj. Here there was a one group that was of the nation's untouchable. For long, the Congress had ignored the Dalits for fear of offending the Sanatanis, the conservative high class Hindus. Here, the Mahatma Gandhi, he said that the India would not get the independence for over 100 years if the untouchability was not eliminated. So he called them Harijans or children of God. He organized Satyagraha to secure them entry into the temples and access to the public wells, tanks, roads and schools. He cleaned himself toilets just to dignify the role of them. Then he persuaded the upper class people to change their heart and give up the sin of untouchability. Now among these untouchables, there were few leaders who were leading the untouchables. They started demanding reserved seats in the educational institutions and a separate electorate that would choose Dalit members for legislative councils. Their participation in civil disobedience movement was very limited, except in the regions of Maharashtra and Nagpur. Now, their main leader, who was that? He was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. What he did? He organized the Dalits into the depressed classes association in 1930. Over this, he clashed with Mahatma Gandhi at the second round table conference when it was held in London. That he said, he demanded that the Mahatma Gandhi should agree upon the separate electorates for the Dalits. And moreover, the British government also conceded the demand of the Dr. B.R. Ambedkar. But Mahatma Gandhi, he began to fast unto death because he realized that this process of giving the separate electorates to the Dalits will slow down the process of the national integration of them into the Indian society. So both of them ultimately, Dr. Ambedkar, he realized the importance of the Mahatma Gandhi, and both of them they passed a pact which was known as Pune Pact, and it was signed in September 1932. According to this pact, it gave the depressed classes, they were also known as scheduled caste, reserved seats in the provincial and central legislative councils, but they were to be voted by the general electorate. Other than this untouchable group, there was one more group in the country, that was the Muslim communities. As you know very well, during that non-cooperation movement, when it was failed, so their response in the movement, national integration movement, was very slow because they had a conflict with the Congress over the question of representation in the future assemblies that were to be elected. And their leader was Muhammad Ali Jinnah of the Muslim League. He was willing to give up the demand for separate electorates if Muslims were assured reserved seats in the Central Assembly and representation in proportion to the population in the Muslim dominated provinces, for example Bengal and the Punjab. But the M.R. Jaggar of the Hindu Mahasabha strongly opposed to the problem or to the compromise at the all party conference in 1928. So when the compromise at this party was started, large section of the Muslims could not respond to the call of the united struggle for civil disobedience movement, but still large section of the people in the country, they united and they fought for the movement, non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement. But what was there, that the concept or feeling of nationalism emerged in them. What was the sense of belongingness toward the nation? That topic we will be doing in the next module. Thank you.